Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jamie here. Thanks very much for joining me in this video. All right, so I'm just cruising around in my local park here in sunny Melbourne. I thought I'd just come out and record a quick video for you guys. Basically just to help you guys understand a couple of things when it comes to the affiliate marketing game. So a lot of people, the natural transition is people go and they do something, they sell other people's products. That's affiliate marketing, of course, as we all know. And once they've done that for a little while, the natural progression for them is to create their own products and courses. And that is good. Of course, I encourage you guys to do that. It's an enjoyable task, especially if you've got something you know can help your audience out. Why not, right? And why not monetize your skills and the knowledge you've spent years and decades sometimes obtaining? So for me, when I first got started, I thought, cool, okay, if I create a course, I'm going to need to map this thing out. It's going to have 700 modules. It's going to be awesome, and people are going to love it, and it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be the best course ever on affiliate marketing and a couple of things. And then I realized, hang on a minute, I only need to solve one little problem, because most people, if I say, oh, it's an affiliate marketing course, well, what does that give you? Like, it's so vague. Most people it doesn't really resonate for them. So I thought, cool, okay, if I solve a problem for people that they're having, maybe that's going to be an easier pathway. So what I did was I spent about 18 months creating my very first course, and it was a $7 product. It's not exactly a bank breaker, you know. And finally the time came to launch, and eventually I launched. And it went okay. I think I made a few $100 out of it, but the point being is that, because I just wanted to go through that process as well, just to kind of learn from woe to go. But then my second digital product came out, and that one took me about 8 months to do. My third one I did in about an hour and a half, and it solved a very, very specific problem. And I attached a nice little sales letter to it, and the sales letter just attached to a very basic $17 product, and it was just a little training, and people could swipe everything that I was doing to make the money that I had made from that little system. So that was kind of cool. And then I was fortunate enough to be involved in something called the Super Affiliate Accelerator, and obviously that was something that kind of blew up out of nowhere. But when my business partner and mentor Jacob basically said to a few of us, look, I want to collaborate, and I've got this idea, I was like, hell yeah, of course. But here's the deal. We didn't have a funnel. We didn't have any modules. There was nothing, no student results. There was absolutely nothing to sell at all, apart from a concept that we knew was going to work. We knew it was a damn good idea, but there was nothing else. And all we had was our brand and our respective groups and an ability to sell. And so we ended up taking in 30 beta students in that first round. And again, there was no proof, there was no funnels, there was nothing. All we had was, look, this thing's going to work. Here's what we want to achieve. You guys should jump on it. And some people did. They took advantage of that because, of course, it's a ridiculously good offer. And so what I'm trying to tell you guys is that as part of that, one of the things that I've learned, especially in more recent times, is that you can literally create a post on your Facebook page or in your group. And if that post is something that actually helps people out along the way, you can monetize that. Case in point, 2 that I did recently, I thought the exact same principle. I thought, I'm going to test the market, see if I can find if people are interested in this idea that I had, which was to make kind of like a viral funnel with some decent training, not some shitty thing with, like, I don't know, crappy solo ads or bot traffic or whatever, right? Like actual proper attraction marketing type stuff attached to it. So I started creating that post. It took me about maybe 2 hours to type out the post because I'm kind of slow. And I wanted to make sure it was pretty good as well, right? So took that, I then sat on it overnight. I launched it in the morning, the actual post. It's now sitting at about 204 comments. That one singular post, without me having created anything at that point, is going to make me literally thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. It's going to be an asset that sits at the top of my group for a long, long time. And but basically, once I started getting people in, I thought, okay, well, now I need to create something. So then, of course, I was motivated. I'd already been paid. I need to go and actually create this stuff now, right? So the other thing that I decided to do recently was I did a little masterclass, or I'm doing a masterclass, haven't created it yet. But the masterclass is basically looking to solve a lot of issues for a lot of affiliates. And one of the issues that they tend to have is, look, I get tons of engagement with my Facebook posts. I get all sorts of stuff happening here. I'm good at outreach. I can do all that. but I just can't convert the people. I don't know like what to say. I don't know like where I'm getting stuck. So I thought, cool, I'm going to launch a sales masterclass. It's going to show people the X, Y's and Z's of how to take a prospect from point A, being where they are, their struggles, what they're dealing with, into the high ticket program that my students are promoting. So that was my idea. Now here's the cool part. I decided that it's going to be, I'm going to experiment with this. And this is another thing, you guys might have heard me mention this a few times before, but when you've learned some basics of sales, of marketing, of branding, of offer creation, of copywriting, of some sales and buyer angles, for example, the rest of it comes down to experimentation. You got to just throw it out there and see if it works, right? And so I thought, cool, well, like instead of me mucking around for like 18 months like I did for my first digital product, I'm just going to write a post, and if the post gets any traction, then of course I have to go and create the thing. So that's what I did. I spent another hour and a half on the post. It still was a pretty crappy post, to be honest. Like it wasn't near my best work, but it still managed to get the point across. And here's where it got cool. I decided, I want to pull $1,000 out of my audience. I know that the knowledge that I have as far as sales is worth millions of dollars, like literally, like it's not something you can kind of condense into $1,000 worth, but there is still a framework that I can teach. I can definitely help people. I know that I can solve that problem for a lot of them. So with this post, I put that out and I decided to make it a self-pricing offer. And what I mean by that is I basically went, okay, listen, how about because I want to make $1,000, because it's worth way more than that, but I thought that's reasonable and I should be able to pull $1,000 out of my audience. So I thought it was a good figure to start with as a bit of a trial of this experiment, $1,000. And so I said to the audience, look, you guys dictate the price. If this gets like 100 comments, guess what? It's going to be 1,000 divided by 100, so you're going to pay $10 each. If you get 10 people, it's going to be $100 each, so on and so forth, right? So I ended up with a final tally of 18 comments relevant to this. A lot of kind of just engagement type comments that weren't relevant. But anyway, 18 comments. And of those 18 comments, so far I think I've had like 7 people buy. So, not quite at $1,000. But here's what I did. I should have just sent an invoice to those people, said, cool, look, sign up, I'll see you on the inside. And that would have been very easy. That's the easiest path I could have taken. And that would have got me to where basically achieving my goals. But I thought it'd be a little bit craftier. I went and recorded a video. I think I was in front of their tree, actually. Interestingly enough, for my sales video, I just came up with this idea. I thought, you know what, I'm going to throw out a really crappy video, see if that works. I created the video. Took me like 3 goes. I had a couple of bad starts. Had a few goes at creating the video. Once I'd done that, I thought, okay, I'm going to make a cart page. And I made a cart page. And I thought, actually, you know what? I want to create an order bump as well. Created the order bump, and order bump's just like a little objection handling thing for $17. So I thought, and again, it's super underpriced, by the way. Like that's like ridiculously low price. But anyway, I thought, it's a good way to help my audience out. And it's just like I say, this whole thing was an experiment. So out of the 7 people that have purchased, I think 4 of those took the order bump. So it's an additional 17 times 4. I can't even do the mathematics on that, but like 50, 60 US bucks. So anyway, I'm not quite at $1,000, made me 630 odd bucks. I think it was something like that. And yeah, but still the point being is that given that it took me hardly any time to create all this, instead of me spending months working out, cool, I'm going to do a sales related masterclass and I'm going to have all sorts of modules, blah, blah, blah. I just went and got it done. And in less than a couple of days of me kind of just keeping the posts alive, things like that, I've now managed to monetize my audience with this little experiment. Now here's the cool thing, I've now got a template that I know works. So for example, I could do that same thing and with a slightly lesser value. I could go, all right, well if this gets like 10 comments, then you guys can have it for like $10 or whatever, right? Point being is that I've now experimented and the experiment actually works. Here's the other cool thing, with the masterclass, I sold it, I then asked what the students wanted. So I've sold it to them, and then I said, look, okay, cool, well, help me out. Like, what are you guys struggling with the most? And I got some common answers. And of course, because it's a lot easier than me assuming what they need, I now know exactly what they need and what's going to help them out the most. So guess what? When I deliver that and I help them out with that stuff, guess what else happens? I get some social proof because I know I'm going to be able to help them out with that knowledge and the different stuff that I'm offering as part of that. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is that you don't need to overthink the process of creating a digital product. And when you do create these ones, especially with this one here, it's going to be evergreen, right? So of course I made like 600 whatever bucks out of that little experiment, but the thing is that could potentially make thousands over the long run, because it's something I can now put into bonuses, I can put into incentives, I can sell it individually, which I probably will, because it's going to be way too valuable to give away. And yeah, that's it. You just got to experiment with this stuff, right? So anyway, hopefully that helps you guys out. And like I say, once you've built that audience of yours, then it's not that hard to start extracting value from that audience, all right? And this is just one way you can do it. Just quite simply, I didn't need to do a fancy cart page as well. I could have just had an invoice and a nice nicely written post. And yeah, could have probably just done it that way, but I decided to get all fancy and create a little video and stuff, which I didn't have to. But anyway, there you go. Right, so hopefully that helps you guys out. And this comes back to, before I just finish off real quick, this comes back to that whole thing which you might have heard me mention a dozen times on this channel, which is money loves speed, as this will attest to, and done is better than perfect, right? So if you're always focusing on those two things, done is better than perfect, money loves speed, you'll probably do okay. Anyway, hopefully that helps a couple of you guys out. I appreciate you tuning in. If you did want to check out latest case study I've just put together, it just shows my entire business in about 20 minutes. It's free. I can't point downwards, but I'm trying to with my cup right now. Point at the link below this video, and yeah, check it out. It just unravels my business and how it's blown up. If you would like to book a call as well, it's on that link, and look forward to catching up with you guys soon. Cheers.